Good evening and welcome to Have I Got News For You. My name's Dara, and if you're thinking of watching the last ever episode of Friends, Ross and Rachel get together again, so you can relax now. In the news this week, outside of casting agents in London, 2 actors celebrate getting a part in Mandelson the Musical. And at a fat camp in Essex, people are quick to react after a fitness instructor is spotted with a Mars bar. On Ian Hislop's team tonight is the political editor of the Sunday Express, who recently wrote that in the future, men will spend all their leisure time lounging around, washing down their takeaway curry with a beer while watching videos or playing computer games. Fine. Please welcome Julia Hartley-Brewer. And with Paul Merton tonight is an author and broadcaster who says he's fed up of being stopped in the street by people saying, "I like your programmes, Mr. Anderson." It's surprising how popular Thunderbird still is. Please welcome Clive James. Round 1 starts here. Ian and Julia, what's this about?
European elections coming up, and the UK Independence Party is leaping ahead of the Liberal Democrats.
She's serving tea to old people, is she? Oh, there he is.
Oh, he's too old for her. She likes them much younger than that. Oh, bless. Apparently, Jane Collins is going to support the UK Independence Party, but I think this is because she's heard about an EU directive they're going to bring forward, which is a minimum age for toy boys. Is she going to have a postal vote from her house in France? Or...
Yes. Where does she live in France?
France.
Where does she live in France?
I don't know.
You don't want to narrow it down at all, really, do you? No.
In a house.
Sunday Express, that's near enough.
Shut up.
Beautiful Saint-Tropez. Do you know what UKIP's actual policies are on Europe?
They talk UKIP.
They do, essentially. That's basically it. Like, how much do you think Jo knows about this?
Not very much. She's never voted.
This is what you said at the press conference.
This is a photo call.
You've just joined a new party. Can you tell us exactly what the UK Independence Party stands for?
No, he can tell you that.
Do you have very real fears over European integration?
Well, she might have to live in England.
No, with regard to Slovakia, have you?
Or is her cleaner going to be sent back home or something? It's a big concern.
What she said with regard to the Slovakians was, what do you say to a Slovakian after you've discussed the weather?
You're making a mistake here in focusing on Joan Collins as the weak point of this new party with relation to ethnic groups, for example. And Robert Kilroy's Silk can take care of all that, surely.
Absolutely.
He has handled it quite comfortably, to be honest. Do you know what constituency he's running in for them?
East Midlands.
You want to see how he's getting on with the locals?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Apparently he's going to knee him in the balls again if he doesn't vote.
That would rank as one of the worst last dying moments, wouldn't it? To be comforted by Kilroy Silk as you over the shopping centre.
On the election trail in the East Midlands, the Times spoke of how he went up to voters in the street. He spotted 2 white-haired ladies on a bench. Before waiting for an answer, he hugged and kissed them. They looked at first bewildered, then thrilled. "It's you, isn't it?" the first woman said. Which Kilroy responded, "It's me, my love." He was walking around pretending to be Christ. Apparently later went, "Bring the children to me." Not the dark one. Okay. That was him, not me, right? So how has Robert Kilroy Silk responded to allegations of xenophobia?
I spend a lot of time in Europe. I love the Spanish. Don't always trust them, but I do love them.
What other celebrities are backing UKIP?
Is it Keith Chegwin?
Keith Harris? Orville? Is Orville going alone?
No, Orville's strictly Lib Dem. There's a bit split between the two of them on this. This is the rise and rise of the UK Independence Party, who this week have recruited Joan Collins. With the UKIP creeping up on the Liberal Democrats, Charles Kennedy has been strongly advised to watch Kilroy. Which is presumably the first time anyone's ever said that to anyone ever. Max Clifford is acting as a consultant for the UKIP. Well, there's room in every party for a silver-haired, publicity-seeking egomaniac. And now they have 2. Paul and Clive, your turn with this.
OK. Fire, obviously.
This has got to do with British art. There was a disaster. A warehouse full of British art was burned down, and there was a fear that one of this woman's works of art had survived. She did this tent. She put her heart and soul into it, and she was devastated. And I think many people were. It was a sad loss. Except
It's quite funny, really, that time.
Except that many other artists, I noticed, seemed to be quite pleased. The ones who hadn't been collected by Charles Dickens. When you think about it, the actual burning building is itself a work of art. Yeah?
So the arsonist was doing performance art.
I just thought the sight of all those Damien Hirst cow heads going up in flames, it was sort of like French roadblocks, wasn't it? Or foot and mouth all over again. It was really strange.
Wouldn't the shark that's in the full motorhome, wouldn't
That's
it
dangerous.
just be poached, wouldn't it?
The Chapman brothers, there was a picture there of their hell.
Yeah.
Well, I thought it was quite funny that it had burnt.
Did anyone see what the son?
The son tried to recreate it, the tent, but it didn't look anything like it at all.
Well, this is what Tracy Emin's looked like. To recreate it, they went to Millets. The original cost of the tent was £40,000. This is the Sun version, which they made for $39.99. And they're exceptionally proud of. Their ace reporter, Toulouse-Le-Plot. What's the one good thing to have come out of it?
The fire.
The rest of Saatchi's collection apparently has gone up in value immensely. What other art has gone up in value immensely in the last week?
I'm not going to tell you.
It is a picture of Ian Hislop.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, this in this eBay thing.
Yes, it is this eBay thing. Last week when featured in the show, the signed photograph of Ian Hislop was going for 99 pence. Closing price at the end of the auction was £113.11.
Have you noticed, though, in even that picture, he's a little bit too short for the photo booth?
But weren't there higher bids?
There were high bids. The bids at one stage reached £10 million. The auction was originally done to raise money for a primary school building, and one poor woman was up all night dealing with fake eBay bids. Apparently she was so annoyed she actually wrote into Have I Got News for You to complain about the show invading her privacy, and I have to say I agree. If you agree with me as well and you want to send her a message of support, her email address is julierose45 at hotmail.com. Yes, the answer is that this is the fire that has destroyed a major part of Charles Saatchi's collection of modern British art. The moment they spotted the flames, security guards followed emergency procedure and smashed a small glass box in the wall. And immediately, half a sparrow and formaldehyde fell out. As to report on the incident, a London Fire Brigade chief said the fire had caused considerable damage and yet was a brilliant and witty comment on the ephemeral nature of Western materialism conveyed through the striking use of ash and rubble. Round two is a tabloid round. Once again, a selection of recent stories to identify by means of a picture clue. Buzz in as soon as you can identify the story. This is the first picture.
Do we buzz it?
Yeah, we buzz it. It's a Sabutio streaker, isn't it?
Yes, it is a Sabutio streaker. Yes, it's the latest edition of Sabutio range. It was introduced by Sabutio fan and shop owner Tom Watson. Do you want to see the full Monty view?
Yes, please.
Here we go. And what accessory do you get to go with it?
I think he's already got his accessory.
Oh, do you get a policeman's helmet? Because they always cover them up with the policeman's helmet, don't they?
Not only do you get the policeman's helmet, you get the entire policeman. Yeah.
Hey.
He's not using his helmet. Pulled off by the Rozzers.
Is this actually a proper Sabutio approved?
Because they've stopped making it, haven't they?
They have indeed.
3 or 4 years ago.
This is the only piece of Sabutio stuff they're still making. Is a naked one, yeah.
What a sad decline.
Yes, I know.
Small boys flicking streakers across the floor.